Watch the film on defense. What was like the main takeaway or two on what needs to change?
We need to do a lot better finishing. We started off the game really hot, but I mean it was a hot game. The weather was pretty bad, but I mean we just need to do a better job finishing.
Struggles to get off the field on third down. Talking to coaches, they said yeah, it was frustrating. What do you guys have to do to really just get off the field?
One of the biggest emphases that we've been going through this week is pressuring the quarterback a lot more. We got a few sacks, a few pressures through the whole game, but one of the biggest things we need to pressure a lot more, and then there's a lot more communication that we need in the back end as well.
A little good, little bad. We'll start with the good. We know you've been waiting all off season for that first sack. How good did it feel to get on the floor?
It was great. I mean, I couldn't have done it without the coverage in the back as well, because I mean I give it up to them too, because they covered really well, and then I was able to get back there. So
does that allow you to? I mean, does that do anything for you mentally though, just to kind of have the first? I know you said it was a big deal earlier, right?
Yeah.
To get it.
I mean, I'd say so. It's just giving me a little bit more confidence just to know that I can do it. So
what's the learning experience on personal foul, Jayden? I know that it's so close and it's happening so fast, but it shows like it can really swing momentum for a team. So what's your learning experience there?
Just to know when to do it. I mean, I 100% could have been a lot more smart about that. I could have either gone through the target zone on the quarterback or just held him up, because Coach Frazier talked to him after the game, and he told me that you can either go through the target zone, wrap him up, or as soon as he saw me put my head down and my shoulder down, that's when he knew to throw the flag. So just learning from that, knowing what to do, what not to do in that type of situation.
Was it just instinct, seeing the quarterback scramble and having a chance to get to him?
Yeah, so one of the biggest things that Coach Frazier likes to emphasize is, I mean, QB hits in a game will take out a quarterback, not like fully, but like just get into the quarterback's head. So we try to get 10 QB hits a game, and I was trying to get a QB hit, but it was way too late, obviously, and I definitely could have been a lot more smart about that one.
To maybe have that happen, to have some of the other struggles on defense happen, but still get the win. How I guess you're just knowing that you can make improvements and stuff, that penalties, some silly stuff, but you still won. I mean, how does that help moving forward?
I mean, we always say find a way to win. I mean, we had I think they said 90 yards of penalties, which is not at all what we want. We need to be a lot more disciplined, and I mean, knowing we won even though we had so many penalties is good, but it just shows that we could have done a lot better if we didn't get any of those penalties in general.
You mentioned getting the pressure. I mean, I don't know if that's like just blitzing or like calls, or if it's more just not winning your one-on-ones or what, but how do you guys try to get more pressure on Saturday?
Winning our one-on-ones. I'd say winning our one-on-ones, working a lot more pass rush moves instead of just, we kind of got clamped up in a lot of our pressures, and so yeah.
I know the secondary takes some heat sometimes when it's a lot of passing yards given up, but I mean I know sometimes it starts up front with the pressure and stuff. I mean, how connected is everything?
A lot. I mean, as soon as we get more pressure on the quarterback, more likely is to throw either an interception or a bad ball, and then if the back end is covering their guys, then we have more time to get to the quarterback, so it kind of just goes hand in hand.
You're playing a guy that's played 50 games, 3 different schools now, at a high level. So when you look at Gabriel, what makes him a cut above other quarterbacks in the country or the guys you faced? And he moves, so how does that add to the challenge?
He's just a super talented quarterback. I mean, he's got some legs on him, so he can run as well. And then knowing that he's had so much experience at 3 different super high level schools is definitely a good thing. I mean, for him, but he's gonna be a challenge to take down and pressure. So I'm pretty excited though. It should be a good one.
What just the excitement, playing a top 5 team on the road and sellout crowd, and just, I know it's kind of cliche, but it's why you come to Boise State to have chances like this. I mean, what is the opportunity like and the feeling like for you and this team?
I'm excited. I mean, I know how big of a stadium it is. I know how many people are going to be there, but I mean, we kind of just we've always talked about it's about us. So we're just going in, we got to do what we have to do, and I mean, playing at that big of a school is definitely going to be. It's definitely an experience, especially because, I mean, we don't play at that big of a stadium, I mean, probably for the rest of the season, so it's just exciting.
The 4 forced fumbles you guys had, I mean, is that just the ball, I mean, no one downside of bounds and it's still resulting in a pump, I mean, is that just the ball not bouncing your way? Could you guys have done anything different? I mean, I guess it's a good that you got the 4, but I mean, you'd like to get more than 1 back probably?
Like you said, it's good that we got the 4, but it's a lot about the pursuit. I mean, we need to get to the ball as soon as the ball's on the ground, we need to get there. We can force the fumbles, but if we don't recover them, then it doesn't really mean anything for the team.
So you played like 68 of 91 defensive snaps in that heat and humidity. I know you played a lot last year, but it's got to be different. Like there's no time for you to breathe and process on the sideline anymore, right?
Yeah.
So how is that different for you, and how much quicker do you have to move on from moment to moment within the game?
A lot quicker. I mean, we don't, especially getting more snaps than I ever have before, it's knowing that I don't have time to think about the rep that I had already had and just having to continue to the next rep. It's a little bit harder, but it's definitely, once I figured it out, it's good.
Where do you think you're better this year?
Say again?
Where do you think you're better this year?
I feel like I'm a lot better in my run stopping, a little bit more physical, just because I've gained more weight and I'm able to get the techniques down. So I feel like my stopping, like the run blocks and stuff, I've gotten a lot better.
You went through so much. You put on weight and all that stuff. Like, how did you feel out there? And I know specifically to stop the run, you wanted to be a little bit heavier. So,
Yeah.
like, overall, was everything you did worth it?
Yeah, I'd definitely say so, because putting on the weight, I could feel it a lot more different, it was a lot different than last year with my weight difference, because it feels like I don't get driven back off the ball as much as I did. So I feel like the weight difference is a lot.
How much passion do you play with? I mean, I saw in fall camp you had a little skirmish one of those days. I mean, it just seems like what kind of intensity and passion do you play this game with?
The highest intensity that I can. I mean, I love the game. I love playing for Coach D. I love playing for Coach Frazier. So it's really undescribable. I don't know like the best word for it, but the highest intensity I possibly can every play.